Welcome back to Meg Reads Books. Today I'm reviewing the second book in a series. It's number 2 of a series of unfortunate events, The Reptile Room. I absolutely love this series. The books are quick and they're really cool, and like every so often you get a picture as well, which I love. I love books with pictures. I don't know where that picture that I was about to show you went, but you get like pictures like this. Like a rope maybe, and you're just like, what the heck, that doesn't make sense, but then it does, and it's so cool. And at the start of every book there's like a scene picture, and also before I actually get into the story of this, I'm going to tell you about the cover. These books probably have, I love the covers of these books because instead of getting a regular blurb, you get a letter. And I know some books do, you get like a letter or an artifact from the book. But this is super cool. It's from the author Lemony Snicket, which I'm going to explain about that also. You get like his seal, like his signature, and his name in printing as well. This is the second book. You get a different one for every single book. Dear reader, if you've picked up this book with the hope of finding a simple and cheery tale, I'm afraid you've picked up the wrong book altogether. The story may seem cheery at first when the Baudelaire children spend time in the company of some interesting reptiles and a giddy uncle, but don't be fooled. If you know anything at all about the unlucky Baudelaire children, you already know that even pleasant events lead down the same road to misery. In fact, within the pages you now hold in your hands, the 3 siblings endure a car accident, a terrible smell, a deadly serpent, a long knife, a large brass reading lamp, and the reappearance of a person they'd hoped never to see again. I am bound to record these tragic events, but you are free to put this book back on the shelf and seek something lighter. With all due respect, Lemony Snicket. So you get a different letter every time. It just starts with, Dear Reader, and then there's this whole thing. I love these books because they are super cool. You get like a little place to put your name in, really fancy. I put my name in. But anyways, these books are amazing. They're so cleverly written. So, I don't want to spoil too much, but the Snickets are characters in this story. Jack Snicket, Jackus Snicket, and Kit Snicket are both really important characters in there. Kit Snicket does have a kid at the very, very, very end of the series, who is also pretty important. So Lemony Snicket, but nobody really knows about Lemony Snicket. He's like the mysterious brother. Beatrice happens to be the dedication. Like this whole thing is fake. Like everything about this is fake. There's like, when you read the back, when you go to the back of the book, you get a letter to the editor of where he'll be hiding his next written novel of the Wide Window. Lemony Snicket, so you get like this blurry or photograph that you can't tell, was born in a small town where inhabitants were suspicious and prone to riot. He now lives in the city. During his spare time, he gathers evidence and considered something of an expert by leading authorities. And there's one that's just like, Lemony Snicket is still at large. And there's so much, it's so good. And then there's a new dedication to the same lady every time. For Beatrice, my love for you shall live forever. You, however, did not. And first I was like, oh, maybe it's like his deceased wife or something. No. Beatrice is a character in this book. I think, I'm not sure, she's the Baudelaire's mother. So Lemony Snicket was in love with Beatrice, but Count Olaf did something. It's so cool. You don't understand. It's so cleverly written. It's funny and sad and scary and creepy and amazing, all at the same time. Like, you have to read this series. They're amazing. If you're not gonna read the books, which you should. Sorry, I forgot the name of books. But anyways, if you're not gonna read the books, you should definitely watch the show. The show is just as good. Maybe the books are a little bit better, but the show is a really good show. We've watched like the first episode twice. Like the first episode twice, and then the other ones we've watched once. Apart from we've gotten to about the sawmill one, like the miserable mill, and then my Diana didn't want to watch anymore, my sister. So the show is super good. This book is super good, but this is about the Baudelaires, so it's after the first book. It comes literally, it's straight after, so you have to read the first book. This is one of the series that you can't read as a standalone. Any of the books, you have to read the series. Or like you can read 1 and 2, but you can't go like, I'm going to read number 5 and not read any of the others. You can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and not read the rest of them. Like you don't have to read, but you know what I mean. If you want to understand the stories, you have to read them in order. Okay, so the Baudelaires are riding in Mr. Poe's car to their Uncle Monty's house. Uncle Monty isn't really an uncle, but they call him Uncle Monty. He's called Montgomery. And he is obsessed with reptiles and snakes especially. He's bringing the Baudelaires on a trip to like Brazil or something. Peru. It was Peru. Okay, he was bringing them to Peru to study snakes. And yeah, he's bringing them, but then his helper has disappeared. So he goes to get a new helper, and guess who it turned out to be? It's Count Olaf in disguise. Sorry for spoiling. So Count Olaf is obviously trying to kidnap the Baudelaires so he can get their fortune. It didn't work the first time. It's probably not going to work the second time, but you'll have to read the book to find out. I know I've done that very short, but it's very hard to review without spoiling a load of things. Also, the bit with the brass reading lamp is a pretty big, like not a big part, but like you'll understand it. I absolutely love this book. It's super good. It gets better with every book this series. Well, not really. Most of the books are really good. My favourite one is the second last one, which is called The Penultimate Peril. So you should definitely read the whole series, because the last one is very deep. It's not sad, but it's deep. I don't know how to describe these books. They are amazing. They're kind of like pleasant, but like, they're not the worst books. Like they're not that sad. The blurbs, the letter, always the kind of the whole thing is the lads are super unlucky. They are super unfortunate kids. But the whole thing is like they talk about how unfortunate the kids are so much, the narrator does. It's just like they're not that unlucky. They're very unlucky, but like you don't need to talk about it that much. Also, lots of people find this annoying. It's basically a dictionary, how they define every single word and a lot of the words Some people find it annoying. I find it hilarious, amazing. I just think there's no other book like it. It's so amazing. I love these. And even the show, they've managed to put all the funniness and weirdness of the book into the show with Lemony Snicket in it. I've watched like YouTube videos and clips from the show, and I've watched podcasts, reading podcasts and stuff of this, because I'm just so obsessed with this series. The new collector's edition book covers though, I've seen them, I haven't got them. I kind of like these covers better. I know like maybe the other ones like hardback, cooler, but I definitely like these ones better. I'm sorry. I just like Brett Hellquist's books better. These are actually getting pretty old now. They're nearly like 25 years old, aren't they? Hang on, I'm just going to check something. There's usually like it was published in 2001, so it's 24 years old? Yep, 24 years old. Oh wait, no. 1999. It was last year. It was 25 years. There. So it's been actually, it's 26 years now, which is, they're pretty old books. They're amazing. They're so interesting. The illustrations are gorgeous. I love the covers. It's just so cleverly written. It's not my favourite book. And the story isn't that interesting, but the way it's written, it makes the story like you're so excited and you so want to see what happens next. That's like Jacqueline Wilson books. Okay, if you read a Jacqueline Wilson book, it's kind of a boring thing. Like, the stories are never that interesting, but the way Jacqueline Wilson talks about it, it makes you want to read. I nearly said it makes you want to dance. I don't know why. And then there's some books which the story is amazing, but then the writing is terrible and you don't want to read it. And then there's some bits that's a mix of both and it turns out being your favourite book ever for a long, long time. Like Hubert Lost Cities, Harry Potter, Scandar, all them series turn out. But books are either written from the perspective of the main character, like Jacqueline Wilson books. There's only like one Jacqueline Wilson book I've ever read that is from a narrator. And then there's books that are from narrators, like a series of important events. When like, no. This is kind of a mix about like, is it a narrator or is it a character from the story? It's not the main character, but it's a character from the story. It's a mix of both, which I think is amazing. And you think, is it a true story? Maybe it is, but it's probably not. It's a great book. I suggest it. It's a bit sad and creepy at times. But, you know. So I kind of suggest it for more 8 or 9 plus. I've read creepier, sadder books. But it's definitely up there. My favourite character is Sunny, because she is amazing. And then I kind of like Count Olaf. So, definitely, read this book. I suggest it if you're like 8 plus. Read it. It's super good. Oh my god, I love it so much. I've read the whole series once. I haven't gotten around to reading it twice. I'm definitely going to do it in my future. But anyways, thanks for watching. I've talked quite a bit on how good this book is, but I just want to emphasize how good this book is. It's amazing. I don't know if I used the appropriate words there, but like, you know. Also, I've just got a question which hasn't really got anything to do with a series of important events, but it's something to do with books, which is what my channel's about. Anyways, you get a book, yay, and you open it and there's blank pages at the back. Another blank page. A page with writing and then another blank page. Why couldn't they put this here and have no extra blank pages? I mean, like, these pages are unneeded. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 sides of page that aren't needed in this book. I know it's kind of like to keep so you can fit all the other pages in. But you know, couldn't we put something there? Illustrations maybe, pictures, acknowledgements. There's never really any acknowledgements. I know, because you're trying to keep it like it was written by a character from the book. But still, I'm sure you have a lot of people to thank. Lemony Snicket. But anyways, thank you for watching. I am super excited to do the next video. I haven't actually done a review in ages, so that's why I was like super enthusiastic today, if you found me extra jumpy. But I definitely think you should read these books and check out some of my other reviews. If you like this, I suggest books like Harry Potter and Hubert Lost Cities and Scandar, because they kind of got that slightly magical feel, even though there isn't any magic in it. I'm just going to say that out loud right now, but it definitely, it's like a mystery, but it's super, super good. Read it. It's so good. I'm talking about the whole series, not just the second one. Anyways, thanks for watching and bye.